United Nations and other partnering international organizations are seeking a $1.1 billion support to urgently provide for about 5.5 million people in need of humanitarian assistance in 2022. This appeal was raised by the United Nations resident coordinator in Nigeria at the launch of the Humanitarian Response Plan 2022 at the UN House in Abuja. Moyo Thomas was there.
An estimated 8.4 million people in Borno, Adamawa and Yobe states are in dire need of humanitarian assistance and protection stemming from the continued conflict in the region. Most impacted by these conflicts are children and women who have been subjected to graver situations such as rape, illnesses and malnutrition.
This video is a poignant reminder that women and girls are amongst those worst affected by this crisis. And we're hoping that that will be a theme that will be reflected clearly not only through the Humanitarian Needs Overview and the Humanitarian Response Plan, but also through this event.
To cope with hunger, families were forced to adopt negative coping mechanisms. This often meant there were fewer meals, or it meant borrowing money to buy food or selling available assets. Under these stressed circumstances, as so often the most vulnerable people were hardest hit.
The Nigerian government and governors of the affected states are hopeful funds raised will bring renewed resilience.
Millions of people struggle to have their basic needs met, and the fluctuating food prices have further destabilized the already alarming food security situation.
The UN relies on donations in addressing the humanitarian crisis, and the United States has been the highest donor for many years.
The report also shows that hundreds of thousands of Nigerians still desperately need basic assistance, where we must continue humanitarian intervention. The Northeast does not need a response of this or that. It needs a response of yes, and there are thousands of Nigerians in safer and more stable towns in the Northeast who are ready to return to agricultural work or start their own businesses. We must invest in their future.
$700 million was realized from last year from the appeal fund of $1 billion. The decline in funds, as experienced in the past years, still remains a challenge, but the UN says it will prioritize food, shelter, and protection for women and children. Moyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.